I was playing a physical game of Richie the other day when I encountered this really interesting situation, so I decided to take this picture and come back to it later after the game. I recreated the situation here to make it clearer and to include the score distribution. The Dora is 7M, which is the tile I just drew. What will you discard? If it helps in your decision, this game was played under the WRC rule set, which means that Butobi is turned off. Therefore, the game continues even if someone goes below 0 points. This is a rather difficult decision, so feel free to pause the video and think about it. When I asked the same question to the Singapore Richie community, I received many different answers, but what I found extremely interesting was the reasons for their choices. My first instinct was actually to discard 6p here, which is what I did in the game. 6p looked like the most natural discard for me, and it does put you at Xanxust with the highest tile acceptance. 6p is a safe choice that doesn't seem to have any backfire. Going by 5 block theory, 6p is the correct discard. Some players wanted to discard 2s here because they were following 6 block theory. Although this sacrifices 4 tiles of 9s and 2s acceptance, this allows you to fix pinful and delay the choice of which block to throw later. For example, if they draw 8p, they can then discard 8-9m and retain the pinful shape. The best case scenario is if they draw the Dora 7m, which immediately puts them into Tenpai by discarding the 6p. Some players opted to discard 7p or 3s because they were aiming for 七对子. 七对子hands with a pair of Dora do give you the chance to generate tremendous value. For example, if this hand gets into Tenpai, this hand has the potential to hit Baiman with Richie, Chitoi, 3 Dora and 2 Ura. I'm personally not a fan of this decision because I think that it's a bit too slow, and while under dealer, I'll prefer a hand with a higher win rate so I can retain my dealership going into the next hand. However, this doesn't mean that the decision is wrong. Here's what I found the most interesting, the reasoning behind players who wanted to discard 8M, including my very own senior, MrFeng, who is a 10-hole 8 dan and also makes YouTube videos. I've linked his channel in the description below. Firstly, looking at the board state, Kamicha's discards and sharp pawn indicates that he is most likely doing manzi honitsu, and is likely to be holding many manzi tiles, including the Dora 7M. Therefore, you don't want to ferment the 8-9M penchan or force an unlikely win on the 7M. With 2 Dora already set in our hand, there is no reason to restrict ourselves to reaching a fastest path to a Tenpai no Mi hand. Secondly, looking at the score distribution, Kamicha is almost 17,000 points ahead of you. The moment you declare Richie, Kamicha is likely to fold, so you cannot count on him dealing into you. If you declare Richie waiting on the 7M Dora, it is quite likely that no one is going to discard it, which means that you're only likely to win 2,000 points this round from the Tenpai payment. With this in mind, building better rearmament around the pinzu will make this hand more winnable, which is the reasoning for the 8-9M Sakigiri even if it goes back in Shanten. If you're unlucky and you draw 7M the next turn, then you can drop 8M again for 七对子, and at least this 七对子won't have a manzi weight. This is an example of analog reasoning, where this situation falls under the exception to textbook principles. So which is the correct answer? Honestly, I don't know. What do you think? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of such videos, and have a good day.